We're going to be quartering all the tomatoes and putting them in the fridge for salsa. Hopefully make that tomorrow, depending on if we get to going shopping or not. I'm going to chop up the scallions I picked today. A few more tomatoes to cut up. Most of this pot will be full. I believe that's a 20-quart pot. Get lots of delicious salsa. I must not have gotten eggs yesterday, because I got 6 this morning and there are 5 more. Not sure. Hi, Cheese. This one's really interesting. That's going to be a double yolk. She keeps giving these giant eggs. They're like duck eggs. I'm now going to get started on my salsa. I already added some scallions and lemon juice to the tomatoes we chopped up the other day. I'm going to be chopping up these 2 big packages of cilantro, 12 big jalapenos, not sure how many onions, probably 3 or 4. I'm going to be zesting and juicing all these limes. And then based on taste, I might also add some just lime juice. And I'm going to put away probably 2 of these for tacos tomorrow. I'm just juicing the last 4 limes. I added some salt to the zest and lime juice, thinking maybe it will incorporate better if I have it in the juice and then mix it in with the tomatoes and everything else. So I'm going to mix that in and then taste test it, see if I need to add more salt later. So I already added some lemon juice to the tomatoes just because I wasn't making the salsa right away. I didn't want them to go bad. I thought the lemon juice might help preserve them a bit. So hopefully we're not too sour. To just mix it all up and give it a taste. I prefer lime in my salsa to lemon, but both work good. I like the lime with the cilantro and the jalapenos. Dump that rose roll. So that's how much juice and zest I ended up with. Well, if the lime juice didn't burn every little cut on your hand, the jalapeno surely will, so I'm going to switch to wearing some rubber gloves. So since I wanted to buy 4 packs of jalapenos and the store only had 2, I'm going to be leaving the seeds in to make sure it's spicy enough. For some recipes I'll take them out, but in this case I'm going to leave all the seeds in. So I'm just going to chop these up really fine, throw away the stems.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. So
this is the 20 quarts of tomatoes and scallions we cut up the other day. I'm going to be moving them into my 30 quart pot so that I can mix in the cilantro, jalapenos and lime, and onions. So it looks beautiful. I'm going to give it a taste test. I'll be putting some in the fridge so we can eat a bunch this week. And then probably tomorrow I'll be canning some, which means I need to cook it down so it'll be a lot darker. And I want to make sure a lot of the juice comes out of it so it's thick. So it's more like a pico de gallo. So I'm going to eat it that way fresh, but tomorrow when I can it, I'm probably going to add some crushed red pepper until it tastes a little more spicy and probably a little more salt. But as a fresh pico de gallo, it tastes perfect, so that's how it's going in the fridge. So I cooked the salsa down for 2 hours in the big pan. I just moved it to the small pan, and I strained out all the juice. So I'm going to be cooking down the juice till it's as small as I can get it. Probably 2/3 of it I want to cook off. I'm done cooking this part because I want it to be chunky. I don't want to cook the tomatoes and veggies to nothing, so I'll cook down the juice and then I'll add it back into this to be canned. Hello guys, so it's Wednesday morning. I called it quits last night, but I'm back to it. I'm gonna sterilize my jars. I have this on really low to warm it up. And then the juice I cooked down a lot last night. I'm gonna let it cook down a little more and then add it to the chunky salsa. Okay, so the juice is cooked down to about 1 inch. It was a half a pot. So I'm going to add that into the salsa and then make sure it's hot enough to add to the jars before starting to can it. So I just combined the juice into the salsa. It's not quite spicy enough. I did add a little crushed red pepper. I'm going to add a couple dashes of cayenne now to just up the spice a bit. Now I'm going to be taking the jars out of the boiling water, filling them with salsa. I'll be wiping the rims down with vinegar to clean off any tomatoes that get on the rim, putting the seals and the rings on, and then I'll be canning them. gonna take the bubble popper tool. I'm gonna run it down the inside of the jars all the way around. Because the salsa is so chunky, you wanna make sure you get as much air out as you can. I'm gonna do that with all the jars. Seal's on now. I'm gonna put the rings on now. I want them tight, but not too tight. If they're too tight, they'll buckle the lids. Just hand tighten. Okay, these are going to go into the water bath canner for 20 minutes. Get it up to a boil and then set your timer for 20 minutes. Okay, here are the final jars of salsa. I got a dozen. It looks like they all sealed, so yay. Thank you for joining me on this cooking adventure. Both the muffins and the salsa came out really good. I wish I took a little video of my dinner last night. We did nachos with the lime chips and we put chili on them with the fresh pico. It was really good. And a dozen of the muffins are gone already, so they were a hit. All right, see you next time. Thank you. It's the goat's milk mozzarella with the venison taco meat.
What? What?
Nothing.